Today we dedicate the video to one of the most beloved Turkish actresses of her generation, Hazal Kaya. Since she debuted on screen, she has shown a versatility that very few actresses achieve so young, and her characters are the kind you do not forget. Here are her 7 best series, from least to most impactful. But before we start the video, it would help me enormously if you took a moment to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for your kind support. Number 7. The Price of Love. This is the shortest production by Hazal Kaya on this list, and also the least known, but it has something that makes it interesting beyond its length. The Price of Love follows Ezra, an ambitious tennis coach who works with her boyfriend at an exclusive academy. When they meet a young millionaire who turns out to have a serious illness, Ezra begins to plot a plan to inherit her fortune. With only 3 episodes, the story does not have time to develop in depth, but Hazal Kaya makes the most of every minute to build a protagonist with real and contradictory motivations. Ambition, fear, and guilt coexist in Ezra in ways that feel genuine, even though the story is brief. The obvious criticism is that the format is too short for everything the plot sets up, but as a demonstration of the range Hazal Kaya had even in smaller projects, this production is interesting, a starting point that anticipates everything that would come later in her career. Number 6. Meryl. This is one of those productions where the simple story works precisely because it does not try to be more than it is. Meryl follows a young woman of humble origins who is orphaned at an early age and whose dream is to become the executive director of a luxury boutique. To get closer to that dream, she starts working in the cafeteria of the place, and there she meets Sarp, the boss, who has his own secret reasons for being there. What makes this series work is Hazal Kaya herself, the way she carries Meryl as someone who genuinely wants something, who works to get it, and who does not need anyone to rescue her. That energy is what makes the character likable and what sustains the story beyond its limitations. The honest criticism is that with 17 episodes, the story feels compressed at certain important points. But Meryl is a light production that delivers well on what it promises. One of those series you watch with pleasure without any complications. Number 5. Feriha's Secret. This is the series that introduced Hazal Kaya to the world, and it still stands today as one of the most remembered of her entire career. Feriha's Secret follows a young woman, the daughter of a doorman, who wins a scholarship to a very prestigious university where she meets Amir, the most popular heir on the entire campus. The social gap between them is enormous, and Feriha makes the decision to hide who she really is. What makes this production work is that constant tension between the world Feriha builds and the real world she is trying to keep hidden. The lie becomes increasingly heavy to sustain, and Hazal Kaya carries that weight with a naturalness that hooks you from the very first episode. The chemistry with her co-star is undeniable. The honest criticism is that some episodes in the second season stretch situations that were already resolved. But Feriha's Secret is one of those series that captures something universal, the fear of being seen exactly as you are, and that is very hard to forget. Number 4. The Guest. This is one of the most distinctive productions in Hazal Kaya's career, and also one of the most intriguing. The Guest follows a woman who is trying to start a new life after an attempt to end it. She wakes up in a hospital and convinces the doctors she has lost her memory. A detective offers to let her stay with his family until she recovers. But this woman's past and the detective's secrets are more complicated than anyone expected. With only 5 episodes, the story works every minute efficiently. What makes this production special is the ambiguity of the protagonist. You do not know exactly what to make of her until the story gives you more pieces. And Hazal Kaya sustains that ambiguity from beginning to end without resolving it prematurely. The criticism is that the short format does not give room to develop all the storylines the plot sets up, but The Guest is one of the actress's most interesting creative choices, a production that leaves you wanting more, and that in itself is an achievement. Number 3. Our Story. This is one of the productions where Hazal Kaya demonstrates her full range in a single role, because Feliz is not just a romantic comedy protagonist. She is someone who carries responsibilities she should not have to carry at her age. The story follows a young woman who from a very early age had to take care of her younger siblings while her father struggles with alcoholism. Feliz carries that responsibility with a blend of strength and exhaustion that Hazal Kaya delivers impressively. She does not play a superhero. She plays someone real who has bad days and worse days. The romance that develops with Baruch, a young man who is willing to do anything to earn her trust, adds an emotional dimension that works because both characters have genuine things to work through. The honest criticism is that some storylines in the second season go on longer than necessary, but Our Story is one of the best productions in Hazal Kaya's career, and one of the most beloved in recent Turkish drama, a role that shows everything this actress can do. Number 2. Midnight at the Pera Palace. This is Hazal Kaya's most recent production at the time of this video, and also the most ambitious in terms of concept. Midnight at the Pera Palace follows Esra, a journalist assigned to write about Istanbul's legendary Pera Palace Hotel. During her visit, she discovers a portal in a room that transports her to the year 1919, where she gets caught up in a political conspiracy involving Mustafa Kemal Ataturk. The story blends time travel with espionage and Turkey's real history in ways that are genuinely inventive. Hazal Kaya handles that mixed genre with great ease. Her Ezra has to move between two completely different eras without losing coherence as a character, and she manages it. The visual production and period design are among the best Netflix Turkey has offered so far. The honest criticism is that the season finale leaves several open questions that a possible second season would need to answer. But Midnight at the Pera Palace is one of the most original productions in Hazal Kaya's entire filmography. Highly recommended. Number 1. Forbidden Love. This is the series that put Hazal Kaya on the map, and although her role in it is not the main lead, it is one of the most important in the entire production. Forbidden Love follows the story of Bihter and Behlul, a forbidden love that threatens to destroy the entire family. And there is Nihal, the daughter of the man being betrayed, in love with her cousin Behlul without knowing what he is doing behind her back. Hazal Kaya plays Nihal with a delicacy that is devastating precisely because Nihal knows nothing. Her innocence contrasts with everything happening around her, and that makes every scene where the audience knows more than she does especially painful to watch. That kind of acting requires absolute control, and Hazal Kaya has it. Forbidden Love is one of the most iconic series in Turkish television, and Hazal Kaya's work in it contributes in ways that are not always recognized enough. The number 1 position on this list belongs to her completely. And that is how we end this journey through the best series of Hazal Kaya, an actress who has proven she can handle any character put in front of her. Tell us in the comments which of her series is your favorite. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video.